chicos y chicas, bienvenidos a mi canal. Hoy voy a hacer el tag de las Latinas. So today I'm going to be doing the Latina tag, and I'm super excited to do this because I feel like it's time for me to kind of open up a little bit more about myself to you guys, and I feel like you guys would really enjoy it. And if you guys are YouTubers who are Latinas, then I feel like you guys would love to be a part of this tag. So if you are interested in watching this tag, then please continue watching. So that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and run through the questions that they have and just answer them. So the first one is, what's your nationality? So yo soy de Mexico. My parents are both from Mexico. My parents are actually from a state called Puebla, Mexico, and they come from a town in the state which is called Acatlan. Now, Puebla is a very beautiful state, and honestly, if you have not had a chance to go to Puebla, I would definitely recommend it. But it's always fun to go to Acatlan, which is a small town where my parents are from, because I feel like you can just get away from everything. Social media, just everything. It's just like a little small town, and just really recollect your thoughts and just have so much fun with family, eat a lot, of course. That's such a huge thing there. But I love going there every chance I get. It's one of my favorite places to be completely honest. I just feel so at home. Everything is so homey in that little town. So the next question is, can you speak Spanish? Sí, yo hablo perfecto el español y también puedo leer español. So basically what I said is, yes, I speak Spanish perfectly, and I can also read, and I can also write as well. I actually learned how to read and write when I went to Sunday school. My parents were like, you have to go, you have to learn. But I actually learned Spanish when I was young. Before I started kindergarten, my parents would just speak to me in Spanish, and it's funny because when I started kindergarten, I did not know English at all. Like, I went in there and I just had to learn my way. And it's funny because the very first thing in English that I learned was the Pledge of Allegiance. So whenever I say the Pledge of Allegiance, I always say it loud and proud, because that's the one thing that always stuck with me, because I would always say it every day in class. And that was like the first full English little speech that I learned right away. It was so funny because when I went into school, I honestly did not know English. Like, I was just there not understanding, and it was actually very hard for me the first few years of school because I really didn't know much English. My parents also were still like iffy, like it wasn't our first language obviously, so it was iffy. But I mean, I learned. Now people say that I sound like I have no accent, which sometimes I wish I did have an accent because I think it's so cute, but I have no accent, so I learned very well. The next question is, what is your favorite dish from your country? This one's extremely hard because Mexico has some of the best food ever. I'm sure all of you guys have tried Mexican food, and if you haven't, I would highly recommend you do so because Mexican food is so good. It has so much flavor. It's delicious. You will definitely gain some weight off of eating Mexican food, but it's the best. My all-time favorite Mexican food has to be enchiladas de mole. Ugh. But it has to be mole poblano. If it's not mole poblano, it doesn't count. Like, they usually sell enchiladas here where they are like enchiladas de mole, but they're really not. They're kind of gross. But the ones from Puebla are the best because mole does come from Puebla, and they're just so good. Whenever I go back to Mexico and I'm at my grandparents' house, they have the best enchiladas de mole, and they put the delicious cheese on top and the lettuce, and they're so good. Homemade tortillas are the best. I can't even begin to explain. Favorite dessert. So this one is a tough one because Mexico has some of the best desserts ever, but I would have to say my favorite dessert that comes to mind right away has to be tres leches. Pastel de tres leches is so good. There's actually this bakery near my area here in Maryland, and they have the best pastel de tres leches. It's basically kind of like a sponge cake almost. It has a lot of milk in it, but it's kind of like soft. I don't know how to perfectly describe it, but it is so good. And I love when they put the fruits on top, and it's just made perfectly. In Mexico, tres leches cake is on another level. Does your furniture have plastic covers? So my furniture doesn't here in Maryland, but my grandma does have plastic covers on her furniture. And I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you gotta protect your furniture. Gotta protect it. So the next question is, when was the last time you visited your country? So the last time I went to Mexico was in February, so it was this year. It was the first time that I went to my parents' town. Now, I had gone to Mexico, I had gone to Cancun probably like 2 years ago, but after that I had not gone back. I hadn't gone back to my parents' town, Acatlan, in like 5 years. It's been a very, very long time. So when I finally went back this time, it was so cool to see how much has changed. It was so cool to see my grandma on my mom's side and my grandparents on my dad's side. It was just so much fun to see them and just kind of like rekindle that feeling of just hominess. I feel like there's no better feeling of hominess than when you go to Mexico, at least for me, because my family's obviously from there. It's just, it felt so nice being there. I feel like everything's so much more relaxed and laid back. Here, everything's like grab and go, like constantly working. There's like no stop. Everything's just go, go, go. Probably pretty much my whole stay in Acatlan, I was like, oh, this is so nice. Like, I just like the feeling of not having to worry about what's next. You're just enjoying the moment. I feel like that's something that we honestly don't really do anymore because everything's so like go, go, go. Everything's like social media, on the phone, not interacting with the people you're with. In Mexico, in the town that my parents are from, it's not like that. Like, everything's like face-to-face interaction, a lot of bonding, and I really do appreciate that, especially me coming from here where everything's so quickly paced. What part of the country are you from? So I definitely touched on this. My parents are both from Acatlan, Puebla, Mexico, so they're from, I really went in depth with them there. They're from Puebla, the state, they're from Acatlan, the town, and they're from Mexico. Ooh. If you've ever visited your country, what is your favorite place to visit? Let's see, that's hard because I've honestly gone to a lot of places in Mexico and they have some great places in Mexico, but I would have to say my favorite place that I've gone to was Guadalajara. It's gorgeous there. Like, if you want to plan a trip where you will really get a lot of culture and you'll really learn a lot, you will love Guadalajara. And to be honest, Guadalajara has some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen and some of the most handsome men I've ever seen as well. Like, I love Guadalajara. It's beautiful there. And that's actually where tequila comes from. So if you ever want to know where your tequila is coming from, go to Guadalajara and there's a place called Tequila where you go and you literally see all the tequila being made and everything. You get to try. It's amazing there. It's so beautiful. I definitely want to go back. I was pretty young when I went, but I was old enough to really understand what was going on and really cherish the moment. And I feel like I definitely want to go back now that I'm much older because I feel like I would appreciate so much more. Next one, have you ever visited the capital of your country? Yes, I have, and it's super beautiful as well. There's so much culture. I feel like every part of Mexico has so much culture and there's so much that you can learn, but I definitely feel like the capital is definitely extremely busy. So it's just a very quick-paced area and it's easy for you to just kind of get sucked into everything and get lost because there's just so much going on. But it's such a beautiful capital and I'm really happy that Mexico's capital is where it is and all the culture that surrounds it. I just love it. It's a really fantastic place. I would definitely recommend also going to the capital because you can learn so much. I've gone to a lot of museums around there. I've gone to the cathedral, which is beautiful. I would definitely recommend you going there. Oh, it's so stunning. And then the one place that I really want to go to, but I have not been to, is the Frida Kahlo Museum, which I've heard is amazing. So that will be next on my list when I do go back to Mexico. What haven't you visited in your country that you want to visit? So I definitely want to go to Los Cabos San Lucas, which is Cabo, to make it easier for you guys who may not, know like when I go into my accent. Los Cabos San Lucas is so beautiful. I've seen so many like pictures and I just want to go there. I feel like it'd be perfect. Very touristy. The next question is, what type of music reminds you of your country? Classic. So the next question is, what are some things that every Mexican household probably has, should have, because I mean, it wouldn't be a Mexican household without that. So the first one has to be the blankets with like the animals on them. I have one in my bedroom, and I like that literally signifies a Mexican house. Like everybody has those blankets in their house. Some people use those as like their couch covers, and they're like, we just go all out. Those blankets are like everything. If you don't have those blankets and you're Mexican, you need to go to the flea market and buy one. Like that's how serious we take it. The next thing that I want to talk about is this thing, which is heavy. El molcajete. If you don't have this in your house, you better go find one, because this is literally used pretty much every single day in my household. Like this is what we use to make salsa, guacamole. This is needed. So basically what we do is we make salsa in here, and we use this little tool, and then we just go in and go to town. Like it's heavy, but I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen these at restaurants, but we have to have this bad boy. And then the last question that I wanted to add was, what are some keywords that are used in your household that are like Mexican keywords that, you know, family members say? So the first one would have to be my mom and dad. When my brother and I were younger, they would always say this to us when we were doing something bad, and they were like, you know, trying to get us to stop. They'd be like, síguele, síguele, síguele. And me and my brother would be like, okay. And that basically means like, come on, keep going, keep going. Like, are you gonna keep doing it? And the other one is one that's really funny to me, because my family in Mexico always says this word, but the way they say it is just hilarious to me. And I mean, not hilarious like making fun of them, but like, I just love it when they say, and that's ora, ora. And that just basically means like, are you serious? Like, really? So this basically concludes the Latina tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and I know that I have a lot of Latina subscribers. So if you're Latina, then please go ahead and mention some of your answers to some of the questions below, because I would love to know where you guys are from. I would also love to know some of the things that you have in your household, just any question that you may want to answer from this tag. I would definitely encourage you to answer it down below in my comments, because I would love to know a little bit more about you. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this and kind of got a flavor of where I'm from and my culture, considering that my name here on YouTube is The Mexican Beauty. I feel like I just had to do this tag. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and also if you're brand new to my channel, hi, welcome, hola, ¿cómo estás? Join our fun of makeup and beauty. We love interacting of all things beauty, so come join us. It'd be a great time. That being said, have a great day, and I will see you guys again very, very soon for an awesome makeup video. Bye, guys.